Hi, I'm B. This is my kitchen. Welcome to the apocalypse. This is my apocalypse diary. Yeah, today I'm back doing some cooking and I'm gonna be making some chicken korma, which is this lovely Indian comfort food that I miss. So I've got some heavy cream and I'm gonna measure about, I don't know, half a cup, which I'm going to bring over to my pan and heat really gently on my stovetop. Just like that. I am lucky enough to have this beautiful saffron from Spain, and I'm gonna take a hefty pinch of it and sprinkle that into my cream that I'm now heating gently up on my stovetop. I'm gonna stir it in and continue to let that heat. So my cream is just starting to steam a little bit. It's heating up there. And I'm mixing in my saffron. I don't know if you can see it. It's floating in there. And the cream is just starting to turn yellow. I am going to turn the really low flame. See, I've got this really low flame. I'm going to turn that off in just a second. I am just going to cover my pot with the heavy cream and saffron, and I am just going to turn off the flame and let this sit for a couple of hours and let all of that beautiful goodness seep out of the saffron and into my cream to flavor it. I've got these beautiful bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs, and you can kind of see them right here. And I'm just going to start seasoning them with a little bit of salt, and I'm going to do that on both sides. Salt. I'm just going to massage that into my chicken. I am also going to be grinding some pepper onto these babies because, and seasoning them with some lovely, even though it's not traditional chili pepper, smoked chipotle, ground smoked chipotle. I am also going to start prepping some garlic. So just going to crack this clove open here. Yeah, of course, because I'm filming this, it is not wanting to cooperate. Not just doing this with it. And, once again, saving the skins to make stock later. And then I'm just going to smash and peel my garlic like this. Haha, yep. Oh, I love it when I just send garlic all over my kitchen. That's great. And now that all of my garlic is peeled, I'm just going to start chopping it, and hopefully not my fingers. And I'm told that when you smash and chop garlic in advance, you actually get the most health benefits from it. I don't know if it's true or not, because the oils have time to do their thing and become more exciting. I don't know. Oxidized in a way that your body can absorb better. Who knows? All right. Now that my garlic is minced into a pretty reasonable size, I'm just going to put it aside in this bowl for now. I'm also going to get on to chopping some onions. So, cutting it like this, reserving the onion peels, onion skins for my stock later. I'm going to make a really awesome vegetable stock later. Okay, so once again, you want to make this really nice kind of horizontal cut before making a bunch of vertical cuts in your onion. This will help everything to go faster. And then just give it a good chop. So I've got my pan heating up on my stovetop. And I'm gonna add about, I don't know, enough oil to get about a 1/4 inch on the bottom of that pan. And I've got a bunch of short cinnamon sticks. And I'm just gonna add them to the oil. So there are like 8 of them. They're about, I don't know, 3 inches long. Adding those to the oil. Just gonna let those heat up there. And I'm also gonna add a bunch of cardamom seeds. These are green cardamom pods. And so I'm just gonna add those too. And let my oil heat up and absorb a whole bunch of that flavor. As you may be able to see, my cardamom seeds are starting to puff up a little bit. And my cinnamon is starting to relax and unfurl, and it's starting to smell really good in here. And I just want to pull those out before they burn. And put them aside. Just setting these aside. Right, at this point I'm going to turn my oil, which is starting to smoke a little bit, way down. And start to add my chicken, skin side down. Move it over. Yeah. And let that do its thing. So at this point, I'm just removing my chicken, who I've been having browning skin side down. I'm just going to put it over here and put it aside for now so that I can reserve about half of that oil. All right, so I'm just picking up my oil. It's still very, very hot, so I have to be careful. And I'm pouring a goodly amount of it into a ceramic bowl that I'm going to set aside so that I can keep using this oil later. For now, I'm just going to start browning and sauteing my onions. In the remaining oil. Give it a nice stir. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to start prepping some ginger. So I'm just going to kind of peel it back. Like that. And I've got this really awesome microplaner here. And I'm just going to start grating ginger. Get a goodly tablespoon or so of ginger going on. See? It's more like a teaspoon. I'm going to keep going. And my onions are starting to get a really nice brown on them. So that's good. I want to start adding some of my herbs. I have some cumin because you actually want to start to toast your herbs. So 2 teaspoons of cumin, 1 tablespoon of like that's gonna work. 1 tablespoon, which is like almost 3 teaspoons of like I'm gonna just use 3 teaspoons. Ground coriander. Seed. About half a teaspoon of Grahm Masala. A good stir. Things are starting to smell like amazing in here. And with korma, some people do and some people don't, but I'm adding about a teaspoonful of turmeric because I like it and it's good for you. Now that I've got my spices all toasting nicely and going on in with my now quite brown caramelized onions, I'm just going to take my chicken thighs and brown them on the other side. Meat side down. I want to get all the juice and flavor that I can in here because, you know, flavor, right? I'm also going to start adding my garlic back into this. And I just wanted to make sure it didn't burn because I want to heat it really gently and get all that beautiful, beautiful flavor without it becoming bitter. For a minute to take the skin off. Okay, so this chicken is really hot, and I am seriously impatient, so I am just going to do this with a tongs so I do not burn my fingers. Just pulling the skins off. I know that this may seem kind of redundant, but believe me, when it comes to the flavor of getting all of this, I'm just going to finish browning where the skin was on. It's totally worth it. You remember that cream that we put the saffron in? It's been sitting here for a while, and it's got this beautiful yellow color now. I'm just going to turn it back onto the flame and dump my cinnamon sticks and cardamom pods into the cream and let them just simmer for a minute, just because I can. And it will extract like even more flavor from them. While that is happening, I've got a bunch of cashews that I'm going to liberally add about a cup of them to my chicken and continue to toast that for a while. Okay, so my chicken is brown on both sides, and now I am just going to throw it into my Instapot. And now I'm just gonna dump, see all this goodness? All of it is going into the Instapot. Well, yeah. And now I'm gonna just dump some chicken stock into the pan where I had like everything browning so I can deglaze all of the goodness from the bottom of my pan. All of those spices and herbs and bits and pieces of things that got left behind. Actually, I'm going to add more chicken stock than I need to deglaze it because I'm going to be covering that chicken in a minute with this. Once I've got all that beautiful flavor scraped up off of the bottom of the pan that I was using, I'm going to take about half a cup of beautiful plain organic yogurt and just kind of like dump it in there. Stir it in really nicely. Yep. So once I've got that yogurt all stirred in, and I'm using actually a whisk to break it up a little bit, stirred into my chicken stock, I'm then gonna take it and dump it over my chicken in the Instapot. And I'm just gonna poke at that a little bit and make sure everything is like all nicely covered, like all of those chicken breasts are nicely covered. Chicken thighs, sorry, are nicely covered. Putting the lid on. So I'm gonna hit meat. I'm told it needs about half an hour. So here we go. Heating up, and we'll see what happens. While that's happening, I have turned my cream off, and I'm just gonna pick these cinnamon sticks and cardamom pods that nobody wants to eat out of here with my fingers, which are clean and washed and, you know, all that. Instapot is off, and I'm just gonna release the top like so. Oh, look at that beautiful chicken. It's got a little bit more liquid in it than whatever, but it's all good. Cashews. I'm just going to start pulling these chicken thighs out of here, just like this, because I actually want to take the bones out of them before I do anything else with them. All right, I have clean hands, and I am just pulling these chicken thighs out of here and just removing the bone and kind of shredding them a little bit. You can, you know, leave the bone in and serve them as whole chicken thighs if you'd like to, but I want to actually have it more like a traditional shredded kind of stew. Something else that I'm doing that you don't have to do, but I'm going to do, is that I dumped the rest of the liquid that was in my Instapot with the chicken back into my pan, and I'm just going to reduce it for a bit before I add all that lovely saffron cream that we made earlier. Okay, so now that I have reduced this liquid from the chicken by about half, I'm going to take all of this beautiful heavy cream, the saffron that we made earlier, and just kind of dump it in there. Give it a good stir. I had a little skin that formed, but that's okay. It'll all melt out. Those are just fat solids. I want to reduce this further now that I've added my cream back in. I took all that beautiful chicken and I just dumped it right back in there after I gave that a minute to thicken up. So I have added some cauliflower to this lovely chicken korma, and I'm gonna plate it up. Just plating that up on some rice.
Oh God. Korma, bitch.
Yeah, this is how you make korma. That is my friend James in the background. I'm going to feed him socially, responsibly, social distancing, blah, blah, blah. Chicken korma, this is how you do it. I hope you had fun. I'm B. This is my coronavirus apocalypse kitchen. I hope you had fun. I did.